Hi everyone, it's Cel. I'm back for another solo episode. This time I thought it would be fun, and I have to thank Lori Harder for this because I was inspired by what she said on her podcast when she had trouble doing solo episodes, because this is a new thing for me, is talking to you solo versus having a guest. She actually would put like index cards of quotes and then just draw one out, read the quote, and that would inspire the conversation. Well, today I'm doing a little bit different. I have typed out a bunch of questions and have put them in my Good Vibes app. And so I thought I would answer some questions about reflecting on 2024 and this being my 50th year. So I thought this would just be kind of a fun way to share a little bit more about me and really kind of look at this year and what it's been. So this question is, what are you most proud of accomplishing in your 50th year? So there's a lot of things I'm proud of. I would say the one thing I'm most proud of is what I've done in my career. I work for Ready Fitness as a project manager. I have built this business here in Charlotte for the past 10 years. I have an incredible client base. I am in fitness. I am outfitting and designing fitness centers, which I love because fitness is my passion. And it's not just my passion, it's what I get to do every day. And I get to work with some amazing people in the community. So I'd have to say, like, my career as of right now is probably the most thing that I'm most proud of for my 50th year. Okay, so next question. Let's see what we got. Okay. What has been the most significant personal growth or transformation you've experienced this year? Wow, this one, when I started this year, I had created a 50s list. Like, I'd worked on it for a while, like a list of 50 things I was going to accomplish in the year of 50. And I really wanted to kick it off in July. And I have all kinds of things, places to go, people to meet, experiences to have, challenges to overcome. Like, I have this entire list. And I got to do quite a few of those things before my birthday even hit. And in fact, doing solo episodes is actually on my 50th list, so it's kind of fun to be accomplishing that right now. But I had the opportunity to compete in a competition this year, and I was so excited about it. And there were several rounds involved with it. There was an online round, which was a month, raising money for an organization, which was always something I'm passionate about, is helping and serving community and being part of community. And then the second piece, if you made it past that, then they chose 15 to compete on a live stage, a live platform. And it was really competing for a job. And I was so excited, and I worked really hard on all the different pieces of it. And I really thought that this was going to be this is going to be my moment. This is what I'm waiting for, is a platform and a stage. And I got there and I met some amazing people and went through the competition. It was 4 days. It was intense, and didn't make the top 7, which became instructors for this organization. And I remember being so disheartened and oh my gosh, I'm too old, or I withdrew. And I withdrew for 3 months. I withdrew from social. I withdrew from people. I withdrew from dreaming. I withdrew from podcasting. And I realized that I was looking for something like that to actually signify that I was worthy, that I had something to say. Somebody else would say, you're being anointed by somebody else. You've arrived, you finally made it. And I was looking for somebody else to tell me that, when really for me, it was recognizing that I am worthy. I do have something to say. I have over 25 years of experience in fitness and health, and I have an amazing career, and I have a podcast, and I get to MC events, and I have a platform, and I was looking to be on somebody else's platform. So I think for me, the most transformative part of that was just realizing it took that, and that deep disappointment to realize that I didn't need anybody else to tell me that. It has to come from within myself. So that for me was probably the most transformative moment this year. Okay, next question. All right, here we go. All right. What moments or connections have been most meaningful to you at 50? Okay, this moment is super meaningful because it was not something anybody would see. It was in our house. It was at the top of the stairs, and my son had come over, and I'm going to show these because I have them on right now. He gave me rhinestone Nike kicks for my 50th birthday. And that was probably the most special moment of turning 50 was myself, my husband, Eric, and Jonathan at the top of my stairs. He had given me my shoes. And then we had this really amazing conversation, very heartfelt. And it was just such a beautiful moment at the top of the stairs, having this family moment and family conversation. So I think that probably has to be the most special moment for me this year at 50. Okay, let's see. All right. If you could go back and give yourself advice, what would it be? Your younger self. Okay, so I've thought about this a lot. I think I've even talked about it at some point. But I would go back and tell my 11-year-old self, because that's really where my journey started. I would tell my 11-year-old self that you are worthy, you are beautiful, you have something to say, you have something to give, believe in yourself, trust yourself, and stand strong with your shoulders back and your head up. And if I could tell her that then, she would probably have arrived at this point way sooner than at 50. So that's what I would say to her. Okay. I promise I'll only do like maybe 2 more questions. That's kind of fun. Okay. All right. How has celebrating this milestone of turning 50 with loved ones impacted your perspective on life? Celebrating it for me was really important. I believe I love birthdays, first of all. I love celebrating others. I love celebrating the milestones. Like for me, they're moments. And the moment I had was actually in this room. I was actually in this room with friends and family in this room celebrating my 50th birthday and being surrounded by people that were there to celebrate with me making 50 and actually embracing 50. So it was really special, the 50th birthday party that I was able to have here at Novel Mallard Creek, which is where I'm sitting right now. And it made it really special. And we had a live DJ, and it was just laughter and fun. And, when people show up for you and they could be doing a million other things, but they take time to come out and celebrate you, like that just means a lot. So that probably has to be like something that I'll always treasure close to my heart. Okay. Let's see. Ooh, how have the lessons shaped your goals moving forward? So lessons that I've learned this year I would say lessons in gratitude, lessons in loving yourself. I think that's a big one. Loving ourselves at the most challenging times, like loving ourselves when we make mistakes, loving ourselves when we gain 5 pounds, loving ourselves when something doesn't go perfect, loving ourselves when you make a plan and it doesn't work, and not beating yourself up. I think that's the one thing that I've really paid more attention to and been more in tune with myself on, letting things go. The hard lessons of disappointment and being able to be resilient and bounce back quicker. And for each of us, it's different. We all have different challenges. We all face different things. It might even be something that you face yourself. It might be something that somebody else is facing and you're kind of in the trenches with them. But I think that the lessons this year of just, I would say, resilience and strength and loving myself have shaped me for this moment right now in November, like tomorrow's Thanksgiving, and reflecting back, the growth that's happened in my business, the growth that's happened in me as a human. I see a real difference from the woman that started in January this year. And even though those challenges were pretty hard, I would do it again. I would do it over again because the growth that's come from it has definitely been worth it. All right, last question. Are there any specific challenges or successes you've experienced in your own personal fitness journey? So yes, our bodies change. Our bodies change as we get older. And there are things about my body now that have definitely changed. And especially when it comes to muscle. I am really having to focus more on continuing to build muscle because I can already tell where I feel like I'm losing muscle, which is the case as you get older. So I think for me, lifting is definitely more part of my life. I love running, and most recently, I've been running a lot. And most recently, I've realized that I've really had to switch gears and really continue to stay focused on lifting and on cross training and on the functional training side for my own personal health and well-being, and also what my body responds to now, because that's the one thing that you may not always realize is like how you're training right now 5 years down the road may not be the way you train. It changes, and being patient with my body and listening to it and knowing when I need to shift, knowing when like, oh, I need to get back to HIIT training because like I like to look a certain way. So I know what I have to do that. Or hey, I want to go for this 5K, so I'm going to switch things and run. But it really just comes down to listening to my body and lining it with my goals. But definitely differences in how I train now versus even 2 to 3 years ago. It's very different. Sleep is really important. It's something I have to work at to sleep. I struggle with that a lot, but I know the importance of it because if I don't have good sleep, I don't show up 100%. And where I used to be able to get away with that in my 20s and 30s, I can't do that anymore. And I'm actually okay with it. I just have to like really work on the sleep part. Well, that's all I've got today for this episode. I just thought it would be fun sharing more of reflecting on this year, some of the things that I've experienced, and I'm so grateful. I'm grateful to be 50. I'm grateful for an incredible year I've had. I'm grateful for my husband, Eric, for my son, Jonathan, for my daughter-in-law, Tori. My son got married this year. That's another incredible moment. But I truly appreciate my life and where it is in this season. And I don't know what's next. I have things, and we have a vision board, and we want to go places, and there's tons of people I want to interview. But I'm just sitting in the gratitude today of where I am, the season I'm in, and so happy that I got to share it with you. Stay tuned for more.